He needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But I heard.
If you did this on Instagram, but didn't do this to the police and let them know everything that you kind of implying here, then this is all for show. So recently, Dwight Howard's name has been all over the news again. And it's not regarding the whole he's swaying the other way. This time it's his wife. Kind of similar to like allegations that were made against him way back during like the Basketball Wives days. Like, I don't know, it seems like a recurring pattern. But anyway, let's jump into this video by Flacco and see what he's talking about.
These new Dwight Howard allegations are very disturbing.
To know me, you know I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way.
That's Dwight Howard's wife, Amy, and she released that video about 30 minutes ago. She proceeds to go in on Dwight Howard and exposes...
Time out. You cannot call yourself a private person if you record yourself crying on camera, witnessing that video, and then deciding send, and then two, writing a dissertation afterwards. Maybe she feels as though this is something she needs to expose to the world. Who knows?
Exposes him. Now, she will list out her reasoning for why she's exposing Dwight Howard at this moment. She will say, I can admit it right now, I feel ashamed. I cringe when I see couples take their issues to the internet, but I was humbled with understanding because now look what I have to do to protect myself. My husband put himself in a position that resulted in CPS being called to our house 3 times in less than 2 months. But 3 days ago, they were called again and they left with our daughter. I have personally had to call the police on them 3 times in barely 14 months marriage. Everyone around me told me you made a commitment through sickness or health, and that...
I just feel as though while she may feel that this has aided her in some way, there's no way posting this on Instagram protects you. If you're trying to expose him so that other females can look out for this, sure. But to go so deep into detail while also not giving much detail, it comes off a little odd. And it definitely seems as though this was more for a attention-seeking thing than anything else.
Telling him, I know daddy made you lie on me to police. You hear him replying feeling guilty for following daddy's rule. You'll hear me tell my stepson, I still love you, and he replies, I love you too. My stepchildren love me. I could say so much about the pain I've personally endured, but it's about these children. I am deeply heartbroken right now to have to advocate for minors' voices and in return lose a marriage that I was so happy to be in.
I just feel as though family matters should not be exposed on the internet, especially coming from someone who says she cringes from seeing people put stuff on the internet.
She then proceeds to get into this very vague story where she accuses Dwight Howard of doing things to his kids. Doing things to his kids that lead CPS to keep coming to the house multiple times. Now, every time CPS comes to the house, she will say that, you know, she covers up for Dwight. She covers up for Dwight. She covers up for Dwight. And she talks about the struggle of covering up for Dwight Howard, right? Because she doesn't know if she's doing the right thing or not. And she wants to advocate for the kids, but she don't want to turn on her husband. This is very concerning.
Hold on. Okay. That's beyond concerning because something must have happened that made you decide, nah, I'm going to tell on you. Because you were complicit, that means. You were complicit at one point. You were okay with the things that he was doing. Or if not okay, you allowed it to happen, which to me is the same thing. If you're seeing children being mistreated or in any form or fashion, I think that if you were not happy with it or felt as though it was something that was improper, that you would be notifying the authorities from the very first time. I used to work with developmentally disabled adults growing up when I first got out of high school, and there was this thing in New York called the Justice Department or the Justice Center. And whenever there was an allegation of neglect or abuse or anything of the sort, there would be an investigation that would occur. And within those investigations, they would find out who was aware of the incident, who was involved, what occurred, and who was on shift. And during that investigation, if anyone was aware of the incident and didn't report it themselves, you're just as guilty as the people involved. For her to now come out and say she was trying to cover for his image, you're complicit.
Now, again, it starts off very vague. She would say that she covered up for her husband until today when Dwight Howard apparently threw her under the bus. So apparently CPS came to the home to investigate something regarding the daughter. And while they were investigating, Dwight Howard, according to her, coached his son to lie to CPS and put the blame on her.
My marriage has landed me in a very...
This is what happens if you sleep with snakes. You were aware of his behavior. You tried to cover for him. Like me personally, it's till death do you part when you get married. But if your partner is doing anything that harms children, I think there's going to be an initial conversation. You ask what the hell is going on. And in all reality, after that, like, how can you even look at the person the same way? And I don't know to what level or what action she's saying he engaged in, but anything that's improper to children, anything that not above board, I can't look at you the same way. Like,
my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. You said through sickness, through health.
You see, this whole sickness through health, what aid did you provide to them to help them through their sickness? If it's police intervention that needs to happen, then so be it. If it's some type of counseling, then so be it. But you just always covering for him only allows him to continue that behavior. I think if you genuinely cared about this person and genuinely cared about their well-being and the well-being of the children, you would do the right thing, which is whatever needs to be done. We now live in a time where there's this whole Jeffrey situation going on, and we need to be sure that anytime that we feel like a child is in any type of danger, that we do everything that we can to stop that from happening.
Through this, you said through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids, I have to be witnesses to. I'm at the police at the house. They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I have been with this man for 14 months. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing. I just cannot do it. I tried to get so much help. I asked for counseling in our marriage. We went through 2 different counselors. When I say I love my husband, I don't want to leave my husband. But the positions he keeps putting me in, and it's all over nothing. I keep telling people.
All right, so she went and got the counseling supposedly. I mean, she's being vague, so I don't know what's happening, but it clearly must not be that deep that it's something that you can cover for. Because if my girl was doing like improper sexual things to her children or my child, that's it. Like we would do that. That's it. We are no more. I'm sorry. Like I don't think I can work through that. Me personally, I don't know if that's something that you guys can work through, but like if it's something to that level, nah. If you having my kids do illegal substances, you know what it is? It's just certain actions. You just can't view the person the same anymore. So to me, it's like, it don't matter how much I love you. I can love you from afar. In all reality, I can love you from afar and be very aware of who you truly are and be like, I loved who I thought you were. But this I can't do it.
He needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But
I mean, you speak it up right now. If you did this on Instagram but didn't do this to the police and let them know everything that you kind of implying here, then this is all for show.
I caught this man. I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it.
It gets to a point in the story where I have no type of sympathy or empathy for any of the adults in the story, Amy nor Dwight, right? The only people that I'm concerned about is the kids.
Facts.
Because it still looks like Amy is still trying to protect Dwight, right? Because
that's a fact.
She talks in, like, it's vague, right? Tell us what Dwight is doing to the kids.
Yeah.
Tell us. Tell us what you had to lie to the investigators and to CPS when they came to the house. What did you lie about? Because
and that's where I'm at with it. It's like, what did you lie about? Because if you lying about some next level shit, you a monster too. And if let's say this, if he's doing something that can get him locked up, you should be locked up as well. Period. I'm sorry. And I understand that in court, you cannot testify against they can't force you to testify against your husband, but it won't be you having to testify against your husband. It will be you having to defend why you did not speak up when you saw something happening that was illegal.
Kids are being harmed. We need to know.
Yeah.
If Dwight is harming these kids, we need to know.
That's a fact.
But it looks like she's still protecting Dwight. She's still refusing to tell us what Dwight is doing to these kids. But then she's telling us, hey, I want y'all to help me help Dwight get off drugs. Then it gets to this bizarre part where she pulls out bags of drugs and shows us how much drugs Dwight is doing. Now, Dwight got like a half a key, like, of the book of sugar, just in the house. I mean, this is drug use I've never seen before. But I guess this is what you do with drug use if you are, a 100 millionaire.
Wow.
But Amy is crying, and I'm like, yo, again, I felt sorry in the beginning of the video. Towards the end, I felt no pity because she's still protecting Dwight. Tell us what Dwight is doing to these kids. Tell us what exactly Dwight is instructing you to lie.
I mean, my thing is, if she held up bags of drugs and all that, I'm sure Flacco's gonna put it up. If she did all of that, I mean, she's literally trying to get him locked up. Like, and if this is just her doing so because she's now being vindictive for him trying to throw her under the bus or using her as a scapegoat, then she's not doing this because she genuinely cares. She's doing this because now it's like a tit for tat. It's like oh, you gonna do me like that? I'm gonna get you back. I got you. I got something for that ass. That's what it sounds like to me. Very ugly situation.
To CPS about. Because if kids are being harmed, we don't care about Dwight's drug use or y'all marriage. We care about these kids, baby.
He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help. And ain't nobody would have fucking listened because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help.
How early was she aware of his drug use? Has she partaken or partooketh in the drug use? It's not a word. I like that word though. Partooketh. This comes off less as a heroic moment and more of a selfish moment, if anything else. More of a pity party moment. Like, feel bad for me. Like, I'm going to destroy this guy, but feel bad for me. This is what I was going through. And I did it because everybody told me to stay with him.
And this is it. This is what I'm losing my marriage to. This right here. I told everybody, y'all got to help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it. I was going to run out the door. I was going to leave him. But everybody told me, don't leave him. He's struggling. I stayed, but not this year. We got the police involved. CPS, you're lying on me. You making up alibis. You got our son, my stepson.
You know what would be crazy? Police pulled up like, whoop, excuse me, what's that on your lap there?
Lying. And thank God I recorded it. And he innocent in this, but you said just to protect yourself, you would take anybody out, including me, and I can't let you do it no more. I don't want to share the dirty secrets. I don't want to go out like how everybody else did this, man. But I got to protect myself now. I'm uncomfortable. Now, I don't know what is going to, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. This man has the money. This man controls it all. And it's not about no money. I've been with this man for 14, 15 months. I never asked him for $1, nothing. I'm not on the credit cards. I just love him for him. But this shit is going too far, and I'm so embarrassed.
Let me get this straight, okay? So you was comfortable protecting an abuser of children.
I don't think she understands what she's saying. If you witness a murder and then you say nothing about the murder, and then that person continues to commit murders in your presence, and you continue not to say anything because of your closeness or your relation to this person. If at one point there's an investigation against this murderer and he then now says some type of scenario where he tries to implicate you, if you now come out and say, oh, actually, no, he's actually been doing these murders. I've been knew about this. Like look at all the stuff look at these box of bullets. Look at these bones. Look, this is where he keeps all the bodies. So the police, you think the police are gonna be like, oh my God, thank you. Do you think the public is gonna be like, oh my God, you are amazing? No, they're gonna look at you like, so you knew about all this? So you're only telling on him because he tried to throw you under the bus. Got it. Lock her up. Cuff him.
As long as that person didn't turn on you and throw you under the bus. But because the abuser threw you under the bus, now you're coming to the public asking for our help. Do you understand how crazy that is, man? If this man is violating children, he shouldn't see the light of day. Mm-hmm. You should tell what the secrets are. But she says, I don't want to tell the dirty secrets. Why? Why? I'll be real, bruh. If it was up to me, CPS is coming and taking every child out that household until we know what those dirty secrets are.
Yeah, facts.
Because that sounds troubling. Now, she will continue and she will post what she will say is footage of the stepson confessing or admitting that he lied to CPS on her, right? And that Dwight coached him.
I'm not mad at you for lying on me. And I love you still. And it is no beef, David, okay? You don't have to hide from me and run from me. I miss Amber. I'm going to be in this room in the corner. I'm not bothering you. You're innocent in this. But never forget, when you lie on people, David, you can get them killed, sent to prison or jail. You can. So you must always tell the truth.
Even what she's doing right now, this is not a good look. I didn't hear the kid admit to anything, to be honest with you. It sounds like she's coaxing him into saying something that, or because he seems like he's very agreeable, he sounds like he's just saying, oh, yeah. Like it sounds like there's a lot going on in the house right now, and they may be at odds, and this doesn't do what she thinks it does. This is not helping.
Yeah. Telling the truth of what you lie, how you made him lie. What are you doing in Layla's room? Framing her? He's literally in her room, framing her. And I'm going to record it all.
There's a lot of weird things going on with this family that's already been going on. This time around, apparently, there's some more nasty stuff going on that they won't tell us. We need to know what's going on.
What I do want to understand is the need for a woman to go about things the way that she's going about it. Like, if he supposedly coaxed the kid into throwing her under the bus for that led to the daughter being taken. Why is no one arrested? Why is no one under any investigation? Like, what exactly? I don't know the process. I don't know many people who have lost their children to CPS, but if it were something that deep, I would assume no one, like someone wouldn't be free. Someone would have to be going through some type of legal process as a result. The energy between them, like, it's so far from what you would expect in a marriage where someone made a mistake and now you're kind of going through it. This seems beyond that. This seems like, oh, like he stated that he no longer wants to be with her and now she's retaliating.
Because the history of the family dynamics tell us that kids are being victimized. Either they're being victimized by other kids or by adults. This situation gets crazier because Dwight Howard's first baby mama reacted to Amy going public with her issues with Dwight. The first baby mama would say that when Amy and Dwight first got together, she came public with similar accusations against Dwight Howard that Amy is going public with now. But when she came out with the accusations against Dwight Howard, Amy joined Dwight Howard to slander her, defame her, and call her crazy. And Amy would say that she was on.
So it's not even about people telling you to work through your marriage. You were aware of his behavior and helped him. You enabled him. You aided him in being able to do what he does. And not only did you enable him by slandering the woman who was reporting this behavior, you let him continue doing it while you were with him and not telling the police. This is not you trying to stand by and support and cover for your man and work through things with him. Clearly something else went wrong.
Coming out and accusing Dwight Howard of these things because she wanted Dwight Howard and Dwight Howard didn't want her. Fast forward, now Amy is coming out with the same allegations that Amy called her crazy for.
Until you do right by me, it's always been about the kids. It's always been about the kids. Now you want to speak? I'm still blocked up, so I can't see what the saying. But now you want to speak because he brought you into it? Girl! It's everybody else's fault? Wow! So you just don't think any of us fell for the antics either, right? None of us fell for the narcissism. Are you crazy, Amy? Amber? What is it? Like, are you serious right now?
You were part of this. Whatever he was doing, you were part of it. In my opinion, you were part of it. You helped him do it. You when he was accused, you helped clear his name. You are a part of this. You're out of your damn mind.
You called me crazy, right? You said I was jealous. You said I wanted him when it's always been about the kids. And now you want to sit here and cry and sit here and be like, it's because of what everybody else did to him. No, it's because of what he does to people. I was just first. I was collateral damage. Let's call Royce crazy. And people will believe it because I'm baby Jesus. Girl, shut up.
There's a time and place. I don't think any adult should be celebrating the fact that kids are being abused.
And I don't think Royce is celebrating that kids are being abused, Flacco. I'm gonna have to disagree with that right there. I think what she's saying is this is karma. You know, this is a situation where it's like, I tried to tell everybody about this. In particular, you, who was trying to call me jealous. Now you want to try to blame everyone else. You want to say that you tried to leave the situation. It's not. This is a very messy situation.
See, I told you my child was being abused by Dwight and you didn't listen to me. So now I'm celebrating that somebody else's kid has been abused.
That's not what she said.
Bro, what type of woman would do this?
That's not what she said.
It's sickening. All of these adults, they're weird.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Flacco. I love your videos, and I don't think that's the energy that she was giving me. I think the energy she was giving me was, you were warned. Situations like this happen all the time. It's like, you know, when you meet a guy who's in a relationship and you get him to cheat and leave his relationship only to find out that he has vices that you weren't aware of that now you have to take on because he no longer has the person he was dealing with who was going through all that behind the scenes. The level of what she did and how she ran to the internet for it makes me feel as though this isn't a genuine plea for help. This isn't a genuine heroic moment where she's trying to help the children. I don't feel that way at all.
And they need to seek help. And if Dwight is the perpetrator, then turn Dwight in. But at this point, it sounds like y'all are all protecting Dwight.
This situation is a situation that occurs in many households and in many families where a woman is complicit in the actions of her husband or her partner only to then turn her back or expose the things that she was aware of the entire time and pretend like now she's trying to like save the day. It's unfortunate that there's children involved and no one seems to be able to let us know what exactly is happening to the children, because, as I said, if someone's aware of that and is not saying something, I believe that they're just as complicit and should be locked up as well. Be careful with your children and who you choose to date if you have any children, because it's a crazy world out there. And this whole glorification of celebrities and telling people to stay with them, whether that happened to her or not, because I really don't think it did. I don't think anybody was telling her, deal with a dude that's supposedly abusing his children. I don't see who would give you that advice. I don't think a priest, if you go to church, I don't think nobody's telling you that. So be careful out there, and I'm gonna holler at you guys next time.